What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rule of Two. How are you all doing today? Hope everyone's having a nice day in the heat, or at least for us on the West Coast. Mark, what's going on, man? How was your weekend?
It was good, dude. I went camping with my buddy Jamie Costa.
Nice.
And yeah, man, we went camping deep in the Sequoia National Forest, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Cool. So, today we got a little bit of, I don't know about news, but we got some released images. I'm going to pop them up on the screen here. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'm just going to be showing you some of my Instagram photos. Right here. Hold up. Alright. So, if you're not following me on Instagram, go do it. Do it. See, these are the new photos, and I did a little meme. I compared them between Season 1 and Season 2. There is a really nice difference between... I'm not just going to go in and talk about like the overall costuming and everything. We'll get to that. But I just feel like Mark, you saw the pictures, right? The camera quality, I don't know, it just seems more crisp in some of these photos.
I haven't really looked at them.
Go check them out
I
online.
mean, I saw the thing that you posted.
Yeah, like it just... I don't know, maybe those images were not too high quality, but it just seems like the new season, I don't know, they really owned in on the technology or something. Or maybe they're using a different camera or a different color grading, I don't know. But it looks good. So first of all, I want to start off with Mando looking pretty hot in his new armor, which isn't anything new. We've seen that at the end of Season 1. The next thing I want to talk about is
I have to get off the mic for 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
All right. Is Greef Carga right here. And I'm going to enlarge it for you guys. Now it's just like you guys talking to me. Okay, so this looks pretty cool because what I like about this, we're getting some Dooku vibes. Strong Dooku vibes here. Now, Dooku was a nobleman of Sereno. Okay, so he was always dressed like he was in the opera. And this is how people knew him. He was very affluent. He was very rich. Came from a very rich family. And in fact, his story, to digress a little bit, his story and Palpatine's are a little bit different. Well, a little bit similar in the sense that both of their fathers saw them as abominations and they hated him. So, he's got these nice little, I don't know, what are these called?
Okay, I'm back.
All right. These nice little clasps here, which gives me some Dooku vibes. As well as he's wearing purple, or it looks like purple. What would you say that is? Magenta? Maroon? I don't know my colors.
Yeah.
But he's looking more royal, which gives me a feeling that, okay, maybe he's fallen into more money, or possibly he comes from royalty. I don't know. We've got the beautiful Cara Dune, of course. She's sporting a new look. These are cool gauntlets. I like those. They're sweet. Some Batman vibes. And of course, Moff Gideon, who Mark thinks is Force sensitive.
I mean, I don't think I'm like pretty.
You're pretty sure?
I'm just as sure about that as I am that the Cassian Andor series is never going to happen.
Okay, well, what I want to talk about here is that it looks like he's on a Star Destroyer. If you look in the background, it's very, obviously blurred out, but you can tell. If you're a Star Wars fan, you kind of know. And to see that return and reemerge between the Empire and the First Order, for me, makes me pretty excited because, well, Star Destroyers are cool. That being said, it looks like he's obviously on some sort of base somewhere where he's trying to figure out, I don't know, maybe Din Djarin's location, or who knows, really. Obviously, they want to track the child, and they don't know. I think Mando doesn't know exactly what the child is. Right, as they say, what did they say? What was that quote? It's like, you don't know exactly. You think you may know, but you don't know what you are holding, what you are. No, wait, that was Obi-Wan to Maul. So I feel like it kind of applies to this. You're quiet, baby. What's going on?
No, I'm listening. I'm listening. I don't think that. I think that the Mando doesn't really know too much about the Jedi and the Sith. I don't think that has been a part of his culture, of the way that he grew up. So I do think that he's kind of learning all about, which is actually kind of cool. It reminds me a little bit of Han Solo in A New Hope, where Han Solo, like if you think back about the New Hope, um, Han Solo thinks of the Force and the Jedi and all of these things as like a myth, as like a legend that people would talk about, but he didn't really know anything about it. I think that the Mando is very similar. That he's heard stories maybe about this war between the Jedi and the Sith, but I don't think he knows too much about it. So through the Mando, it's like we get to experience learning about the Force all over again. And I do think that that's going to be part of the storyline. Is he obviously knows that the child is special, that he's got powers. To what extent those powers are, I think he's going to really discover that in season two, as well as to your point, like his origin, right? Like, is the child a clone? Is the child a naturally birthed part of the species that Yoda comes from? I think those two questions are big questions. I've heard rumors and people talking about that the child is a Yoda clone. I don't buy that. I think the child is just another member of the species.
Yeah.
But look, there is a lot of supporting evidence that the child could be a clone, right?
What's confusing? Okay, but what's confusing about the child being a clone is that they would have had to have cloning pretty much ready to go 50 years ago.
They did.
Well, yeah, but.
I mean,
Well,
the
I don't know.
Kaminoans.
I'm going on Plagueis' book, so it's like they weren't really they weren't really selling it to people so that they could clone stuff. They were using it for their own purposes. Like they were cloning species in order to keep their population alive so that they wouldn't die out and go extinct. But they weren't cloning like force-sensitive beings and stuff like that. And Plagueis didn't even come to do this. Well, no, yeah, that that would have had to been several years before.
I mean,
9 years before The Phantom Menace.
If you take it from the letter of the story, kind of what the story has told us, the story I think has told us that Moff Gideon, and I forget the character played by Werner Herzog. I forget his name in the show, but the character played by Werner Herzog and Moff Gideon, I think they definitely wanted to clone the child. I think that's pretty clear.
Maybe it was accelerated aging if it is a clone.
Right. But, I mean, there was definitely a plot point in season one of them wanting to capture the child to clone the child.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think that's why it's pretty clear to me that the child is not Yoda, but that every species, like every member of the species is inherently more, likely to be force sensitive or something, and they knew that.
Yeah.
And that's what made them so valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's interesting because I actually agree with you. I think you're right. If the child's supposed to be 50 years old, cloning was definitely around 50 years before that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's Yoda. I don't think it's Yoda.
It's just confusing because I'm like running on Legends material, but then it's like I don't like there's new canon regarding cloning, but there's more information regarding Legends, and I'm just kind of conflicted.
It's confusing.
Look,
it's confusing.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Because for me, what you call Legends, I call the EU.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the EU has way more validity.
I don't want to call it Legends, but I mean.
No, it is No, you're right. It is called Legends. I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
But to me, the EU has more value in canon and in lore than the post Disney stuff does.
Right.
There's, yeah, it's interesting. When did cloning sort of happen? Right. Like when was that introduced to the Star Wars universe? That's an interesting question. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that either. But I mean, cloning has been around for a long time from what I know. And in the Plagueis novel, Plagueis goes to them and he's like, huh, what if we could clone? And they eventually are like, oh, you can't clone this species or that species because they're very, what did he say? I got to go back and reread this. No, he said humans are difficult to clone because they're not as brainwashable or something like that as other species. Is that right?
That who's not as brainwashable?
Like different species versus humans, because then Plagueis was like, oh, well, what if we clone humans? And they're like, oh, we found with humans it's actually very difficult, blah, 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 because you can't control them as well, and something like that.
Interesting. I don't know.
You remember that?
I've never really heard that. No.
Okay. All right.
I am the spy. I don't know. Look. I'm excited to see what they do with Baby Yoda's background. You know, like that. That's I'm really interested in that because it was such a mystery in the EU, and in the first 6 films, that I mean, obviously they're going to have to dig into that a little bit, or maybe they don't. You know, maybe they don't dig into that, but at some point, I do want to know his origin.
Yeah. True. Obviously, they're going to go into it. I think it's going to lead into, obviously, Ahsoka and stuff like that. I think that's where it's going to take us. And I've been saying it's like, okay, at the end of season 1, before we even got confirmation of Ahsoka being in there, or rumors or whatever, I was like, well, okay, this Force-sensitive child is going to lead Mando throughout the galaxy on an Easter egg hunt to find different avenues, different people, different groups, and eventually landing on Force users and Jedi, hopefully, who know about his species. Because the only one that we know of is Yoda and Yaddle. And I guess the only 2.
Well, I think that maybe why Ahsoka comes into the mix is that Ahsoka becomes... I mean, look, this is actually kind of a crazy theory, but it's been a theory that I've been kicking around in my head, and I was even talking about it during the camping trip, is that Ahsoka actually, somehow the Mando and the baby meet Ahsoka in their adventures. Ahsoka helps them out, gets them out of a jam or something, and then he discovers, oh, Ahsoka, you're like him. You know, like you guys have the same ability.
Yeah.
And then Ahsoka recognizes that, and then she starts to maybe teach him, like almost like a master type relationship, which I think could be interesting because we've seen Ahsoka the apprentice, the Padawan, and then we saw a little bit of Ahsoka the master in Rebels, but now maybe Ahsoka is that character, right? She's the elder Jedi. Who can maybe pass on some actual lessons to the child. And look, the child can't speak yet, so obviously hearing we're going to get his first words, that's for sure, right? He's going to say something.
You think so?
In season 2. I think he's going to talk in season 2. You don't think he's going to talk?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because if you think about like the Yoda character for how many movies? For 4 movies, we saw him only talk. His powers, we never saw him use powers other than obviously raising the X-wing in Dagobah. He's mostly a verbal character. His wisdom is his ultimate power.
Right.
So I think that if they're going to keep evolving Baby Yoda to being more like Yoda or more like that species, that wisdom and that intellect's got to come into it at some point, and he's got to say his first words, right? Like when you have a baby, you're always waiting. What is the baby's first word?
Yeah.
And I do think that that's going to be part of it,
Well, maybe, yeah. I don't really care what his first words are, if he's going to talk or not. I mean, he's 50 and he's still not talking really, so I don't really, unless they do some time jump, I don't really see him. Well, maybe like, da-da. That's it.
I think he's going to talk.
Like full-on talk? Like speak?
I mean, look, he's a baby, so I think it's going to he's going to sort of struggle through it, but I think that's why
Just like
they
Yoda.
made him a baby. Yeah, Dada you are,
Jesus.
or like whatever. But I
Yeah.
do think that he's gonna talk. You don't think he's gonna talk?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't really care. I think that's neither here nor there. It's like whatever. With Mando season 2, we got so much to talk about. Who cares if Baby Yoda's gonna talk? I don't really give a crap.
I mean, look, it's a big deal because it's like, then it's the focus of the evolution of this being.
Yeah, well,
You know, like how is
what
this
else
being gonna evolve?
I noticed in the and a lot of people are showing it too on Instagram or whatever. With the new logo that came out, the blue one, a lot of people are like, "Oh wow, Baby Yoda looks so much bigger and taller next to Mando." So I guess he is growing.
I mean, look, growth is a part of being a child, right? You know, and like I think that's the sort of narrative backbone of the Mandalorian, is that you have this grizzled old war veteran taking care of this child, and what do children do? They grow.
Yeah.
They grow up.
So in this picture that I have up here, Baby Yoda is like up to his upper knee thigh. And I don't think he's actually that tall in other photos. Or maybe he is. I don't know, man. Leave it to us Star Wars fans for being overly critical of everything.
Yeah, that's...
No.
I mean, if you make him any shorter than that, you're not going to see him in the picture, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it just seems like he's bigger than he was. Yeah, dude, I think he's bigger. I think he's bigger than he was before in season 1.
Somebody super chatted, Dada, you are. Yeah, that is a cool line. Look, I think so, dude. Like, I think that, which actually, look, I'm very excited about. The idea of watching Baby Yoda become a powerful Force user.
Oh, yeah.
To me is what I love about the show.
Yeah. No, that's going to be cool.
You know, and it's like that last episode. I love that last episode so much because little Baby Yoda basically sacrificed himself.
There's some more pictures. I'm going to bring them up.
So that the people could get away, you know?
Yeah.
And he used his powers against the fire so that everybody could escape, you know? And like that, you know, like, I don't know. I absolutely love that stuff.
We're bringing it up from Collider's website right here. Here, we got it. So I guess they're all together again. Which is interesting. That's kind of cool. Here he is on a speeder. I didn't see that, dude. Freaking Baby Yoda just as a little package. That's funny.
Where?
On the speeder. That's how he carries him. He's got his jetpack.
Dude, can we take a minute to say how cool Cara Dune is and Gina Carano?
Oh God, yeah.
What a cool person she is, and I give her so much respect. You know that I didn't love the character, like it didn't blow me away or anything. Yeah, he looks the same size there in that picture. But I'm really, really psyched to support Gina Carano in this next season.
I like Gina, dude. She's always been cool.
She had some funny posts today on Instagram.
Did she?
Yeah.
What? Let me see.
She posted a meme, either Instagram or Twitter or one of the two, but
let me see. It must be what, the rebel hat?
Nah, she posted like a Pulp Fiction meme.
Oh, cool. Let me see.
It's pretty explicit, so I can't say it, you know, like I don't want to cuss or anything, but
what, today? 3 hours ago?
Yeah. You see it? Anyway, you can look at it later. It's not good radio to look for Twitter posts, but
whatever. We're chill here. Well, you were texting a second ago. What are you talking about, man? You don't even give me that shit.
I wasn't texting. Look at you cussing now. Are we opening up the floodgates?
We're opening up the floodgates. I don't care, dude.
I am the spy.
Most people are subscribing now to my gaming channel. I swear like a sailor on there, so the jig's up.
Yeah.
The jig's up, bro. Are you ever gonna leave Tatooine or?
No, dude, I'm here, bro. This is my home. This is Tatooine is where all the great ones went. I've actually been riffing. This is total off the wall, but I've actually been riffing on Han Solo's origins in my mind.
Mm.
Because I know that we differ on this a little bit. Like you like the Solo movie, I I absolutely hated the Solo movie. I thought the Solo movie is as bad as it gets with Star Wars.
Okay.
It's just like it was. I thought it was terrible, right?
Okay.
Um, and one of the reasons why I thought it was so bad was because that's not Han Solo. There's nothing about that character that reminded me of Han Solo. And I think one of the things that they really missed the boat on is that they have Han Solo's background and forget the Smuggler series because I know in the EU they did have a series of books that went into Han Solo's past, and I believe it was called the Smuggler's Chronicles or something like that. So I know the EU did touch a lot on Han Solo's past,
Hmm.
but one thing that always bothered me about the Solo movie, as I was reflecting in the forest, was that they had him trying to join the Empire, and that doesn't make any sense to me. Han
What do you
Solo,
mean? He did that in Legends too.
yeah, that's my point. I know that in those books back in the old EU
Yeah.
that he, that he did that, but that to me doesn't make sense because Han Solo, in my mind, was raised by criminals, and
Mm.
that's the culture he comes from. So, have you ever seen that movie, The Town, with Ben Affleck?
No. Heard about
It's
it
a
though.
it's a great film. It's a great film, but to me, Ben Affleck's character reminds me of Han Solo. It's a guy who grew up in a part of town in Boston surrounded by criminals.
Okay.
So his culture was to be a criminal, to be a scoundrel, like and all these things. And yes, he's got a soft spot,
Yep.
which especially women can bring it out and people he falls in love with.
Yeah.
But that ultimately he was a criminal. So I started thinking to myself, what if Han Solo was actually raised by the Hutts on Tatooine after somehow he left Corellia due to some unforeseen events or whatever, and ended with the Hutts in Tatooine? Because if you think about the culture of the Hutts, it's actually really interesting how they controlled Tatooine. It was basically a bunch of crime bosses that controlled sections of Tatooine, with Jabba being like the main boss.
Hmm.
Um, because like no one's really asked this question, but how did Han Solo even get to Tatooine? Like when we first meet him, he's in Tatooine.
Yeah.
When we first meet Obi-Wan, obviously he's in Tatooine. Luke Tatooine, Anakin Tatooine. Hence why I have Tatooine in the background,
Right.
because Tatooine is the home of Star Wars. It's the home planet.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
But to me, it makes. I mean, doesn't it make more sense to you of Han Solo being raised by Hutts than being than like growing up in Corellia and trying to join the Empire? Like, there's nothing about his character that tells me he would want to join the Empire.
Well, Luke wanted to join the Empire too.
Well, Luke. I don't know if Luke ever said to join the Empire. I think Luke was talking about the rebellion at that point because they were already pretty big.
Oh yeah. Sorry, not the Empire. The Academy.
The Flight Academy.
Yeah.
Um, but
I just feel
yeah.
like that's
Anyway, it was
something you
just
do. It's just like something you. I don't know. It's just like something you do. Like you just join the Empire. Or you become a pilot.
right. But
You
if
think
you're somebody like Han
you
Solo,
think Solo would have been it would have been better story if he was raised by the Hutts.
yeah, and you know which hut I would love him to be raised by?
Gardula.
Um, no, Watto.
Watto's not a Hutt.
Watto's a hut,
No, he's a Toydarian.
but no, but the huts. I thought the huts were. It's a title.
No,
The huts isn't a species,
the Hutts, the Hutt, Huttese. It's a language too. Jabba the
right?
Hutt,
But
Gardula the Hutt.
but are you sure that all the huts are the same species? Because I thought that the huts were just a title given to the criminal
If
overlords.
you're a fat slug, you're a Hutt.
Hmm. I didn't.
Let me double check this for you. Now
Yeah,
you're
I'm not
making me
sure you're
second
right on that.
guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're right on that. You could be right on that, but I always thought the Hutts were more like a criminal.
Yeah, man, they're
Like
a
it was a type.
species.
It's a species.
Yeah. Yeah, Hutts are a
And
species.
Waddle.
Watto's a Toydarian. Mind tricks don't work on them.
So Waddle. So it's Waddle the Toydarian. Gardula the Hutt. Who's Gardula the Hutt? What? Who the hell's Gardula the Hutt? I don't even know what that is.
Okay. So, you want him to be raised by Hutts?
I want him to be raised by criminals, okay? Because that would make more sense to me. You know, the the Han Solo that we got was just so not like Han Solo. There was nothing about that character that reminded me of Han Solo, like literally throughout the entire movie. You know, and I think that a lot of that is due to his culture. You know, like he didn't have like a real defined cultural upbringing in that movie that would give him character traits that he has in the original trilogy. You know, and the only the only kind of interesting insight into his character that you get is in that deleted scene with Jabba. You know, where Jabba, like, it seems like they have this almost father and son type relationship. You know, like in the original. I'm talking about if you look at the original deleted scene that George did.
Mark, can we switch back to the Mando?
Yeah, yeah. Go
I
ahead.
don't really care about Hutts and Solo and all that stuff. I thought Solo was fine because it just didn't. It's about Solo. Like, what am I gonna cry about? You know?
Right, but that's my point. It's not about Solo. There's nothing like dealing with Solo in it at all, and I guess it just still frustrates me. But anyway, go ahead. Switch back to the Mando.
Yeah, let's just switch back to the Mando.
All
Um,
right.
all right, man. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about the Mando. I feel like we already covered it. What do you think Moff Gideon's plot is going to be in this season? His point. What's kind of weird to me is this picture. I don't know if this is like is this like a still of the show or whatever, where they're like all together? That's kind of strange to me.
w-
Do you see what I'm looking at?
are you there?
Yeah, there's a picture of Greef, Cara, and Din.
Yep.
So they're all back together now. Looks like Greef fell into a little bit of money, which is nice.
What's going on with his hands?
What's he
You see
holding?
that?
The
Yeah.
fob. Mando. The fob. He's got another fob, dude. That's what it is.
I mean, from that picture, it looks like he's got like weird little sausage fingers.
What the hell kind of picture are you looking at?
I'm looking at the picture you have up on the screen.
Sausage fingers? Oh,
I mean, is that his glove? Is that?
he's wearing a glove.
Yeah, it looks strange in that picture to me.
Alright.
Look, this is a typical Entertainment Weekly, whatever, like Star Wars photo shoot. They've been getting these exclusive accesses for like
Ever.
God knows how long. It's like the typical first look stuff that never tells us anything, and it's just basically them wearing the costumes and like, some like
Well, it's
photo
just
shoot.
it's screenshot. I think it's screenshots from the show. I think these are all just images, still images. No.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I mean that speeder looks damn cool,
Yeah, it looks awesome.
and like I like the little beard that Carl Weathers has on.
Yeah, he looks like Dooku. He's got a little Dooku action going on.
And she looks like she's ready to kick some ass, dude.
Yeah, she looks great. I like the fact that you don't have to be like a dainty little skinny girl to be a hero. I like that they're
But
actually
to be
showing
an
some.
aimbot.
Yeah, like they're showing some chicks that can kick some ass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's cool. She's cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, she was an actual fighter, so I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Hello to the legend, Mr. Theory. Keen for this season. Do you think that Ezra and Sabine will be in this season along with Ahsoka? I think, yeah, I know Sabine will be, and we know Ahsoka will be. I don't know about Ezra, though. Maybe season 4. Maybe that'll be like the little cliffhanger for season 4. Or, sorry, season 3. I'm thinking Cobra Kai. Hey, my guys. Revan Saber finally came in. Nice to look at in my collection. Did you see my new hat at all? If not, bother look up 5950 Darth Maul. Oh, they got Darth Maul hats? That's cool. Marcus, thank you, man. Wesley says, Thorn and I are tuning in to you guys tonight. Right on. What up, Thorn? But why would Sidious want to transfer into the body of Yoda's species? Wouldn't he want to stay human? I don't... Well, no. I mean, he tried to transfer his essence into Snoke, right? They were splicing genes and everything. So, I don't think he really cared. I think he just wanted to preserve his... Well, he was also going to go into Rey as well, right? So I don't think he really cared what gender, what species. He just was looking for a good vessel, I think, at the end of the day. Must see Tashi Station, I'm Kenobi show. Oh, in the Kenobi show? Just saw an article saying that Giancarlo Esposito promises an iconic battle between Mando and Moff Gideon in Season 2. Well, that's cool. With the Darksaber, I assume.
That's coming for sure.
Yeah. That's going to be pretty sweet. In episode... And then, like, Ahsoka shows up or something, or Baby Yoda saves him. In episode 9, we don't get Yoda, but we do get... See, this is why I don't think that Moff Gideon is Force sensitive, is because it was said, or he said, that he is basically a Mandalorian. Mandalorians weren't Force sensitive for the most part.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like off the top of my head, I can't think of a Mandalorian that is Force sensitive in EU or whatever. But I don't think the Force works that way. That's not how the Force works. Yeah. I think there's going to be some Force, connection, and like, look, it goes back to the original sort of dogma of Star Wars, is that the Force finds a way to balance itself out, and if there is this Force of good in Baby Yoda, the Force will find a way to counteract it.
True. See, in episode 9, we don't get Yoda, but we do get Ahsoka's voice. We got Yoda's voice. She's obviously gone, but where's the child? Apparently, it's not confirmed that she was actually dead in episode 9. Which is weird, but...
What, that Ahsoka was not dead?
Yeah. They didn't confirm. It was actually, like, asked... I forgot who was asked to, but it was confirmed that she was not dead or alive.
But you do hear her voice, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is confusing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the whole other thing. It's just like, I don't take it like none of that stuff to me. Like, even like the whole concept that you're going on about the Emperor wanting to transfer his powers into some other vessel. Like, I don't even buy that. Like, as a thing that the Emperor has on his mind. Like, I know Dark Empire, which is a great comic book series from Dark Horse back in the day, definitely had an entire plot line exclusively focused on that.
Yeah, dude, there were tons of those issues. They were cool.
But it wasn't, oh, here's somebody that could be a good vessel for me. In Dark Empire, he's very specifically cloning himself.
Yeah.
And building clones of himself. And he's got, like, I think it's like 100 or 200 clones.
Oh, unlimited, man. He's all these different clones. Yeah. And, like, when one dies, the other one just opens his eyes.
But it's all him. It's all clones of him.
Yeah.
It's not clones of, like, it's not, I want to transfer my essence into Rey.
Yo, someone says Theory Moff Gideon is the blood relative to Tar Vizsla. House of Vizsla, dude. That could be cool.
House of Vizsla.
Then he's like...
That sounds like a restaurant. The House of Vizsla.
No, man. No, Clone Wars, House of Vizsla. It's like that. Then he's a descendant. He's a direct descendant, and so he probably feels that. Okay, that could be cool.
Where's that coming from? The
Oh, it's just a
related
comment.
to
It's just a comment. It's just a comment, dude.
right.
But that could be
And
cool because
Tar
then
Vizsla was
he's
because he is
definitely
force sensitive.
Tar Vizsla's force sensitive.
Yeah, isn't he? I think he is, dude. Should probably look it up to make sure, but I think Tar Vizsla is force sensitive. What's the chat saying? Chat is Tar Vizsla force sensitive? I'm gonna vote yes that he was definitely force sensitive.
Dada, you are. Think Ahsoka met Luke? I hope so. I mean, I think they could teach each other a lot of things. You know, she would teach him about Anakin, and he'd teach her about. Well, you know what? That's actually cool. I think Ahsoka would be the mentor to Luke. That'd be really interesting. I don't see her learning from Luke. I think she's much more experienced than him. I like that.
Where you're saying after Luke starts to
Yeah,
do the
yeah.
Jedi.
Well, in Mando, in Mando. Okay.
What if Luke pops up in Mando somehow, like or at least
Yeah,
like a reference to him?
or she references him, and then we could get him in season 4, which would be really cool. Uh, you think we'll see Cal Kestis and Mando once they finish the game series as a Master or Dark Side user? We could.
I'm gonna say no.
We could even see him in Mando. Well, you don't think he's relevant enough?
I don't think he's relevant enough.
Yeah.
I think like it took us a long enough time to get Clone Wars characters
True.
popping up in live action.
Yeah.
You know, to get video game characters popping up in live action seems like a bit of a stretch to me.
Okay. You think how is Jabba so powerful? He can't move fast. Why is he worshipped? Can't someone just easily kill him where he sits? He's a mob boss, dude. He's like the cartel. Like
Yeah, he's a mob boss.
you
And if
can't.
you guys haven't seen that original deleted scene, it's really cool. Like who George Lucas had originally cast as Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, it was a guy, right? It was an actual act. Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like it was a human.
Yeah, and like it's actually a really, really cool scene. I suggest if you guys haven't seen it, look up Jabba the Hutt original deleted scene on YouTube. And it's a different vibe. They actually used that same scene in the remastered edition or whatever, and they turned him into a CGI character.
Yeah.
But it's
Where
a
he
cool
walks
scene.
over his tail.
Right, because
Yeah.
in the actual thing, he walks behind them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he walks over his tail and he goes, bah! It's a weird thing.
Maybe
I
Yoda's
am the
species.
spy. Sorry.
Maybe Yoda's species is constantly being reincarnated, and there is only ever 2 at a time, one male and one female. Always 2 there are. Kind of like the Avatar. No, I think it's
That's a really interesting theory. I mean, it's crazy, and I don't buy into it, but that's a cool concept.
I'm gonna
though.
debunk it right now. You wanna know why? Because Yoda has green eyes and the child has brown.
Yeah. I don't believe that that's true, but I do like the idea of a species that's only one male, one female, and they keep reincarnating. It's a cool sci-fi concept.
People love Han Solo because he was a scoundrel, but overall, except for fathering Ben Solo, he was a general that helped destroy the Empire. Yeah, he was a thug turned hero, basically. It just shows you
Yeah.
more essence that you can always change. You can always change your ways, just like Anakin and Vader.
Right.
In the overall story of Skywalkers, is there anything else other than fathering Kylo Ren?
The what? What's that question again?
What? In the overall
Say that.
in the overall story of the Skywalkers, is there anything else other than fathering Kylo Ren? I don't understand.
Yeah. Is he talking about Han again?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, he is, I think. Because Tony asked the previous question, too. In the overall story of the Skywalkers, is there anything else other than fathering Kylo Ren? Oh, for Han Solo?
Yeah, useless. I'm with you, question asker. He does nothing.
It's true. Yeah, in the movies, yeah, there's nothing really. I mean, he's turns into a general, but I feel like
He tries to give Ray a job on his ship.
yeah, that was it.
It doesn't pay very much, and I'm not going to be very nice to
Yeah.
you. That's it.
Yo, so how many years have passed by? The dude on the right of Mando has white hair and his beard. Season 1, he didn't have any. Maybe I'm just high. I don't think any time has passed. He didn't. He didn't have a beard, did he?
The wheels are really coming off this show. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't have a beard, right?
I don't think so. Did he have like a goatee or no?
Let me look at my own freaking. Let me look at my own thing here.
Yeah, I'm really into this Han Solo thing now. Because he is such a cool character, and I think he got done dirty. Because to your point, like what did you just say? You said Han Solo's character arc was going from scoundrel to hero, right? Like
Yeah.
that's his character arc. So that means that he starts the film as a scoundrel. So whatever happens before that, he's got to be a scoundrel the entire time.
I guess. Let me make it nice and even. There we go. Yeah, I don't think he had a beard. Well, no, he had a mustache. Very good observation, young Padawan. It's possible. Yeah, who knows? Who knows, man? Maybe. Maybe it is a time jump.
Yeah, there's gonna be some kind of time jump for sure.
There always is in shows. There's going to be one in Cobra Kai as well.
Yeah.
Maybe your species is constantly being reincarnated. And, oh yeah, we read that one. Don't forget Pizza the Hut. Yo, so I think, to answer your question, Ezra, I think, yeah, there is going to be a time jump. But, at the same time, his hairs didn't go gray. Unless this is before the time jump. Yeah, it's a good question. I like that. You gonna be on the gaming channel tonight? Yup. Yes, sir. I can't wait to see Ahsoka ending of the Clone Wars is so perfect. I can't wait to see more. Having any of the other reveals would be a great bonus. I agree. I'd love to see some of the unknown regions, Ezra and Thrawn coming in. I mean, where the hell is he? What if Mace brought clones with him to arrest Palpatine? I don't think it would have mattered, dude. I know it won't happen, but I'd like to somehow see Obi-Wan's iconic lightsaber in the series. Maybe Mando tries to wield it against the Darksaber. How would he get... I don't think he would get it.
Yeah, I
Why
mean,
would he
his
get...
lightsaber was on the Death Star. I'm sure Vader picked it up.
Picked it up and in Legends, he took it to his castle on Vun. So, well, unless it's completely changed now, which I'm sure it is.
You keep freezing up on me. Are you there?
Yeah, you keep freezing up. It's not me, Master.
I think it's good now.
Yeah, but the Mace bringing clones thing, I did a fan fiction on that. It was pretty fun. Which, yes, are coming back. Yeah?
Let me ask a question now, because I was thinking about this too over the weekend.
All right.
In A New Hope, okay, is your understanding, or do you think all of the stormtroopers are all different individuals, or are they clones?
Different individuals, absolutely. Aliens, too.
So when did the troops stop being clones?
Once the Empire started, they eventually just got canceled.
All right. So in other words, you don't know.
No, I do. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. That's what Palpatine wanted. He didn't care about efficiency and having clones anymore, that were these great fighting soldiers. He just wanted numbers. He wanted sheer volume. And so he was like, okay, you know what? Screw the cloning facility. I'm just going to cancel that. You're canceled, baby. He went on Twitter and they canceled. And then what happened was he just wanted sheer numbers, so he had literally anyone enlist whether you're male, female, alien, it doesn't matter.
So was there like a trend? Like, is there some kind of EU account of it, or a Legends account, or a canon account
Oh yeah,
of
there's
where all the clones went?
they got old. They all had like, accelerated aging, and they died.
Is that like substantiated by some kind of
That's
source?
Legends, yeah. Yeah, man, there's tons of clones that were in the Clone Wars and they're still like in the time of the Empire, but they're like very old and they take off their helmets in different comics. And they're like old as hell. And they're
Right,
telling the new
because like
cadets,
Rex in Legends or whatever, he's like an old man.
yeah. Well, they changed all that. But basically, they're like super old and they're like telling the cadets be like, "Yeah, it was different in my time, blah blah blah." And they're like I think it was even the clone that was explaining it to us in the comic. I can't remember which comic it was. I'm sure I've covered it. But basically he's saying, yeah, it's not about he was complaining because he's like it's not about efficiency anymore. It's just about sheer numbers.
Right. So then the clones, like, so after Palpatine takes over as Emperor in Episode 3, the clones are only around for like a year or something, and then they get old too quick, or
No, I
is
mean,
it
no,
like
they're
is it like
around
10,
probably
15 years?
yeah, 10, 15 years at least, but they're already how old? What, in their 20s when they're clones?
So
So
then
10,
those
15 years is another 30 years and they'll be like 50.
so then
So
those stormtroopers that are with Vader, when he picks up Ahsoka's saber, are those? Do you think those are clones, or do you think those are part of the enlisted crew?
I think they're very mixed. I think the ones that have ranked up with the pauldrons are clones.
So in that one shot, if you had to bet money, you would say those are probably clones.
I would say more of them, yeah. I mean, if they want to stick with... Oh, well, I guess not canon anymore. But, I mean, Vader's fist, he only rolled with the 501st. So...
Right, right. The 501st was like his legion.
The
like,
501st was Anakin's, and then Vader's fist was just the 501st with a new name. And new suits as stormtroopers.
got it.
That's all it was. So he didn't really trust anyone else. He didn't roll with anyone else. I mean... I don't know. Maybe they'll change that. Maybe they'll have just stormtroopers. He just takes a group of them. But I don't see Vader doing that if they're going to stick to... It's just so confusing now with canon, what's Legends, what's EU. And...
It's very confusing.
I love Legends, man. I think it's the coolest. I think it's just so rich. But we don't have source material, so... Anyways.
Yeah.
Tar Vizsla, first Mandalorian Jedi who created the Darksaber. That was him. That was the one. So he was
Right. So he was
force sensitive, yeah.
Yeah.
Even if Dark Empire is better than Rise of Skywalker, it's still trash. Dark Empires was better than Rise of Skywalker. What do you mean? Luke was like the hero in that. Well, I guess, and the villain. And it showed him fighting Palpatine.
Yeah, he purposefully went to the dark side as a way to try to defeat Palpatine. It's cool. It's a really cool comic series.
Yeah. Why wasn't Maul's... Yeah, I'm not reading that. In Season 3 of Rebels, this one's for you, Mark, Kanan learns that there was one Mandalorian that was part of the Jedi Order, either in the Old Republic or the High Republic.
Yeah, I don't remember that off the top of my head, but Season 3 is my favorite season of Rebels.
Maybe I'm just going to skip, dude. Maybe I'm just going to skip Rebel Season... Well, I'm almost on 1. Gotta skip 2 and then just go into 3.
Yeah,
It's just slow.
It is a little slow, but 3 is very good. 3 is very good. 3 is actually, I think, some of the coolest questioning your dark side scenes that I've seen in those animated series. There were some really good moments of questioning that Ezra goes through. It was very well done.
I feel like you can get by reading the books and watching the important clips on YouTube. But that's about it. I need to go in and actually just sit down and watch the whole damn thing. I've been saying that for months now. Danny DeVito as yeah, Danny DeVito as Watto. Why wasn't I'm not fuck? God damn it! I was. Thanks, guys. You rock. Thanks, Tony. Tar Vizsla was the first and only Mando Jedi, and he built the Darksaber. Why did Qui-Gon bring Anakin to the Battle of Naboo? Wouldn't it have been safer if he had stayed on Coruscant? Why bring a child into a war zone? Well, he was with them. There was no real option. He was going to be with Qui-Gon by his side at all times. Vishnu, thank you. Nathan says, hey guys, great to catch another stream. Gonna head back to the start to see what I missed. And would you do a making of the Vader film episode 1? Oh yeah, well I don't know how many gigabytes I have. I think it's like 200 gig or 50 gigabytes or 200 gigabytes of behind the scenes footage. So, yeah, I don't know, I just haven't uploaded it. Maybe I'll just do that for join members. Theory: Moff Gideon is the blood relative to the Tar Vizsla, the first Mandalorian who was created the Darksaber, further making his claim to the Darksaber stronger ancestor who is Jedi, knowledge of the Force. Yeah, I didn't remember that he was Force sensitive, but I knew that he was the original. The battleship. Thanks, dude. Vishnu, thank you. Peter says, do you think that when Ezra pulls Ahsoka into the world between worlds, Ahsoka could have seen Rey in her struggle and spoke out to her? This is why I don't like world between worlds stuff, because it's just so convoluted. Like, it just makes things so confusing, I feel like. You know? Time travel in general just ruins storylines for me. It's like if you set a story as a story, just that's what it is. You know, don't go back in time and change something or whatever. Just keep it as what it is.
Yeah, it's almost gotten to the point where Star Wars is kind of like open source, and like everybody's theories and everybody's stories, if they actually manifest them into something real, is just as valid as anything else at this point. You know, so it's like, to me, the Vader fan film or the Kenobi fan film or whatever fan film is just as valid canon, possibly, if I choose to believe it, as anything that Disney is doing. Because there's just, outside of the stuff that you get from Filoni, because Filoni maybe heard it direct from George, it's really tough to know what the truth is. Like, the truth splintered after the sale.
What they want now is that the truth is what we tell you. And I just can't accept it.
Yeah, I mean, the truth splintered for me. There was truth up to a point. Disney takes over, and then it just splinters into all of these different possibilities. Some people accept them, some people don't. And it does. I mean, you're right. It creates a very, very confusing landscape for like looking at things.
Yeah, so I'm confused as hell now. I'm like, wait, what was this? Wait, what happened with this? Because there's some stuff I disregard. There's some stuff that I cherish, but have to disregard. And it's like, well, I don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, like, even Revan was like on the verge of becoming actual canon, but then it didn't happen. So now he's not canon.
He's canon.
I thought Revan, that one episode, wasn't there one episode of Clone Wars?
Yeah, in the Clone Wars, yeah, they took that out, but he's canon now in Disney's timeline. We don't know anything about him, but we know he's canon.
How did they bring him into canon?
So there's many different. So one of them is a theory. The other one is actual concrete. The theory is that the red lightsaber crystal necklace that Luke Skywalker has in The Last Jedi, which was in the visual dictionary, says that it's from a Sith Crusader or something like that, which is Revan. People think, okay, that could be Revan, which I'm really pissed off that we never got to know about, that we see it hanging for like a second and then know nothing about it, and they like put it in the Funko Pops, they put it in the visual dictionary. It's like, what?
Right.
Like, anyways. So
they say Sith Crusader, not Revan.
Yeah, no, it never said Revan. It was Sith Crusader pendant or something. I got to look at the book again. But anyways, then the next one is in the Episode 9 visual dictionary, where the different battalions or the legions of the Sith stormtroopers, what were they called? Sith
Troopers.
Sith Troopers, yes, whatever. Same thing. Sith Troopers. The red ones, basically red stormtroopers,
Yeah.
Different battalions of them had different names from the Old Republic, from Sith. So, and the Andidu, was it Andidu? It was Andidu. It was Revan, and then there were a few other ones in there. I think there was even Marcus Ragnos, Marca Ragnos in there as well. And there
Oh,
was
so
another one. There was I forget her name. It was the she was the Sith. She was a Sith in Force Unleashed, I think. If that's, I can't remember the name though. You guys can help me with that. Someone look it up for me, please.
so you're saying that these Sith troopers were
Yeah.
divided into battalions that
Yes.
had Sith names
Yes.
associated with them.
And
Got it.
now, of course,
And
we
one of them is called Revan.
yeah we got the Revan Force Effects lightsaber, right? So it's can't get more legit than this, right? So they're obviously bringing them back. I don't know if the timeline's going to be the same, the story's going to be the same. Maybe not, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I hope it is. It's one of the best Star Wars stories I think ever told.
Yeah,
So
I don't think
hopefully
they
it
have
is.
to change anything. I mean, they could just turn everything that was legends into now canon. It's very easy. I mean, it doesn't mess up the Skywalker timeline really. Well, maybe with the temple on Yavin it could mess it up for Luke. But that's still between episode 6 and 7, so I don't know. Who knows what they're going to do? Who knows? Palpatine didn't want to pay Camino any more money. If the white beard man in Return of the Jedi is now canon that he was Captain Rex, why can't he can't be in Mando season 2 6 years later? Because, well, what was he, like 60 years old-ish? How old would Rex be in Return of the Jedi? So let's say he was 20 in Revenge of the Sith.
Was he 20? I thought they were a little older than that.
All right,
It seemed like they were older than that.
25, 30. Okay, let's say 30, okay? Time difference, time between Revenge of the Sith and The Mandalorian, which is 5 years after Return of the Jedi, would be, I think, another 30 years. So that would make him close to 60? No, I'm sorry. How the hell is he alive? 30 years. That'd be 60, so he'd be like 80 in Return of the Jedi. So he'd be like 90 in Mando season 2. If my
Right,
math's right.
but
Unless
Tamora
he was
Morrison-
20.
But the actor is signed up for season 2, supposedly.
Yeah, unless he's Boba. And there's
Right,
no Rex.
unless-
It's just Boba. Yeah.
And he could be Boba.
Or he decelerated himself somehow. But they got to go and change a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. Right, and Tenebris as well. Tenebris was another one of the Legions.
Darth Tenebris.
Yeah.
People in the chat are saying that Rex would be 82 in Mando. Boba would be 41.
Yeah, something like that. Can we pull Mark's Star Wars card for not knowing Watto wasn't a Hutt? JK, I love the show. If the white beard man can be right. Do you ever think we could get some sort of a space battle in Mando Season 2? Well, yeah, I mean, Star Wars. Hey guys, been watching the channel for a while, and Rule of Two is one of my favorite chats. Maybe the Season 2 trailer will drop at the Apple event next week. May the Force be with us all. With y'all.
I think that it has a very good chance of dropping on Thursday Night Football this coming Thursday.
That'd be nice, dude.
Yeah.
That'd
Is
be
the
cool.
game on ABC? It depends where the game is on, actually. If the game...
Well, I know Disney owns ABC, so. Oh, you're choppy. You're freezing up. Mark, are you
on
there?
A...
Are you there, Mark?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy. I'm
Oh,
here.
okay, you froze.
Did I freeze?
Yeah. You said depends what it's on.
It's on NBC. So okay. So scratch that. It's
So
on
no.
NBC.
Okay.
It would only drop on one of the ABC Disney owned channels, so either ABC or ESPN. Um, so maybe Monday Night Football, maybe next Monday will be when it drops, which would make sense, right? Next Monday is like
They always drop
mid
stuff on Monday
September.
Night Football.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe. What is that? ABC? Monday Night Football?
it's ESPN, which is ABC.
Which
Yeah.
is owned, yeah, by Disney. Okay. Do you think the Grisks should become the villains of Rebels sequel? Well, I'm still waiting on that Rebels sequel. I still gotta watch the first one. I thought we're getting a Clone Wars. Is it a Clone Wars sequel or is it a Rebels sequel with Clone Wars style? I think it's a Rebels sequel and Clone Wars styling, something like that. World Between Worlds is not time travel. Watch Dave Filoni. I know what World Between Worlds is. What has happened has already happened. It is always going to happen. Yeah, I don't know about that. When you take Ahsoka and you pull her out, so I don't know how that makes sense. So it is time travel if you want it to be, but it can also just be a pensieve where you just look at the events that have happened in the timeline. It just makes it kind of confusing to me. It's like you can really go in and mess anything up that you want. They could erase post Return of the Jedi, old EU, and keep KOTOR. Well, as long as they give us KOTOR, that'd be great. Thank you for everything you do for the Star Wars community and for making this something to look forward to every Monday. Oh, sorry we didn't do it yesterday. It was the holiday. I can't wait to see both of your reactions to the Mando trailer when it releases. Yeah, Mark, you know you have to do a reaction, right? And post it on Collider.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do a reaction with you. I don't know if I'll post it on Collider, but yeah, I'm down to do a reaction.
Moff Gideon in his new ISD vs New Republic.
I am a little bit intrigued by some of the drama that I've been hearing about Mando season 2, though.
What's the drama now? Oh, with the
I've been
reshoots or
hearing it
whatever?
from multiple sources. I've been hearing it from multiple, and it's all rumors. None of it is substantiated. So maybe I should put on my mask and start talking like this and like, waving my hands
I
around.
need to change my
But
voice for
I've
now.
been hearing I've been hearing that there's a little drama on Mando season 2. Um, and I wonder if it's power struggle drama that is going to sort of make itself known in the next like month leading up to season 2, about major power shifts happening at the top. And look, I know that you did a good video on it. I saw the video. I I think that the John Boyega stuff added a little fuel to that fire.
I hope so.
Um, and I think I can't imagine what the drama is, but I have heard that there was a little drama about Mandalorian season 2. I have no idea what it was, but it's definitely not the kumbaya story that we all heard about season 1, where everything just kind of fit together and the pieces were gelling and everybody was psyched. There has been a little drama erupting out of season 2. There's even some talk that maybe they were trying to create sort of shared universe stuff between Mando and Obi-Wan, and that was also causing some drama because the Obi-Wan script that had the shared universe elements in Mando were no longer relevant because the Obi-Wan scripts had completely changed over.
Yeah.
And they had already shot some stuff that had like MCU style crossover. But look, these are all rumors. But I
Yeah, no, I could believe it.
so I'm very intrigued, to see what happens. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great. I hope that it gives me that feeling that I'm getting from The Boys season 2. I don't know
Oh,
if anybody watches The
it's
Boys,
amazing, man.
but
I was
season
just gonna
2
bring
has
that up,
been
bro.
awesome.
I was just gonna bring that up and say, you know what? I don't believe anything that any corporation says regarding, so everything's okay, everything's fine, and everything's like falling apart. Just like Giancarlo Esposito in The Boys, as Vought
Right.
goes on TV and he's like, we don't know what any of this is about. We don't know what's going on.
Right.
We have nothing to say about this, but we will get down to the root of it. It's like, playing the, who knows? Who knows who it was? I don't know. Don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I don't believe
The
any.
Boys season 1 was awesome, and The Boys 2, the first 3 episodes, I think have been to some degree even better.
I
So
liked
it's
it.
like, that's what I'm really hoping for Mandalorian, that it comes out of the gates on fire, you know?
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing is like you got to stick with the same writers, and I feel like when corporations start to get involved, and I think this is the reason George Lucas really loved paying for his own stories, is because he even said he's like, I don't like companies telling me what to do with my movie and how to cut it and this and that, what we can have in there, what we can't have in there. And so he went and made his own thing and paid for it on his own dime. And I like that, you know? Oh, we lost Mark. Rest in peace. Have you returned?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Um, yeah, look, it's exciting, man. It's exciting to get some new Star Wars back, you know?
What I want to know what that rumor is, or what the drama, alleged drama is, before we close up here for the day, who's for these who's for these decisions and who's against them?
Right.
The dark side clouds everything.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? We've been streaming for 66 minutes.
Rex was
We
28
should
in
make the
Rebels.
show 66 minutes officially. Just stop it at 66, no matter what.
All right, yeah. Okay, well, thanks for chilling with us, guys. I think we got... what up, Charlie? Thanks, man. What up, Colleen? Hope you guys are going to be joining us next week, where hopefully we'll be able to react to the new Mando trailer.
Right. Yeah. It's gonna be the Ruler 2 Mando trailer reaction, man. You can tune into that on
Yeah.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Well, hopefully. Yeah, we would just extend... I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll come back for a special... special or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. All right, boys and girls. Thanks for chilling with us. We had an awesome time. We'll catch you next week, where hopefully we'll get some great news. And until then, remember, rise, my boy.
And remember, I am the spy.
We're switching it up now.